Welcome back to the Alpha Futures YouTube channel. Me here, Sean, with Planty.
Hi.
We're going to be reacting to futures content from across the internet, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and
See where it goes.
see what we can find. All right, let's start with the first clip.
I'm in shorts again. I just ended up getting stopped out. I'm gonna go ahead and add into this position here. If we break back above this trend line, I'll get out. I do want to see if we can come down to 19,800.
It's nice when a trade just runs like that, isn't it?
I hope it goes well.
I know, I was thinking that. So it just got stopped out and got back in. If that's part of the strategy, fantastic. If that's just
No, she's not. She's added to a position.
running you back in, well,
This is something. Hopefully, this works because this is something we've been talking about recently. That most people just do the old martingale. They only add to it when it's against them.
okay.
The way you really win is adding to winning positions, scaling
There we
into
go.
it because you know you've got the right. The edge is working out. And this is where you've got a maximisation time. So hopefully she doesn't mess it up.
Okay,
There we
let's see what
go,
happens.
there we go, there we go.
She keeps moving that limit. You see she's probably going to get whipped.
That's trading too close.
I like the fact that she's added to it. It's going, but she's now pulling herself out of the way. She's trying to maximise money rather than the strategy.
See how it plays out.
Very tightly on this position. We're up about.
My trades never run like that, Planty.
Normally it's got a red figure on it. So.
yeah, but I mean, see, the bit at the top, like that's really what happens. Being and it was going sideways for about an hour, and I'll just be there like, no.
Yeah, I mean we've got breakout here, so she might get away with it because we've had a massive gap up.
Yeah,
to start
it's
with.
definitely running.
200 ticks on this. Still trailing pretty tightly on this. Trailing tightly still. Up about 237 ticks on this position. I ended up getting stopped out of that first position.
Ooh.
She just
A
closed
little bit too tight,
Yeah.
but that was nice.
That's
About
it.
220 ticks on that position.
I think in retrospect, like that was pretty much the bottom of the move, but that was.
Yeah,
no,
no, I mean what I like about the fact is she knows what her own parameters are. She's telling you that it's trading too tightly, and that's why she's exited. So, I was fearful that this was going to be just keep moving the thing for no reason.
Yeah.
She's got a strategy, and she's stuck to the strategy, and she's moved. I'd possibly, given how strong a move that was, and she'd nailed it, I might have been adding more to that. No. This is like I say, something I like to encourage. We've been talking about this on some of the other videos. With people try and get into the discipline of identifying the winner when it starts performing as you anticipated. Don't add to it. Don't try and add to it when you're losing. So that is.
I think this is the part of trading as well where it's a skill, because when it's moving that fast in real life, you can't backtest that. I'm sorry, but
No, yeah, I know what you mean.
that's just experience. Because
But this is a
that's
reason.
when my palms are sweating.
But this is the reason why we say don't go all in at the start of the trade, because
Yeah.
you've got to give yourself time to find where the real move's going from. You can add to it once it's winning. You don't
Yeah.
have to go all in and then you're moving your stop loss out of the way and taking even bigger losses.
Yeah.
Feed it in.
And I guess a strategy like that as well, it's going to be important doing it at the right time, right? Because if you try and trade like that in choppy
Yeah, I
hours,
wasn't quite
it's going
sure. I
sideways. But if
couldn't
it's,
quite hear what she
if it's
was
market
saying.
open maybe, or it's like maybe not a news release, but there's obviously a lot of volatility coming to the market. So something like that.
Yeah, I
when it's
couldn't quite
running
hear
that
what
fast.
she said the strategy was. So obviously there was some kind of tight parameter within her, some ratio
Yeah.
she was trading to, and she stuck to it. So
Yeah.
tick at the moment for that one. Now look at this shot. This to me looks like your kind of trading attire. I think this is how you set up on a daily basis.
I just try and look my best, mate. This is it. Every
Yeah,
day.
I
at
can
the-
see you having a lucky hat or something.
Every day at the charts, man. This is it. The only trading setup you need to become profitable.
Those words fill me with
yes.
dread. Yeah.
Okay, well, let's
I've
find
been
out.
trading for 5 years, and this is the only setup that you need to become profitable, and it's so simple. I use this.
I mean, I don't want to say red flag, but if it was that simple.
Well, we've got a guaranteed win on the screen.
All right, come on, mate.
Exact setup to make $8,250 today. This setup is called the break and retest setup. You start out by marking the first 15-minute candle at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You then wait for price to break either above or below this zone. Once price makes its move, you then wait for a retest, meaning you wait for price to tap this zone again, which is where I take my entry, expecting price to continue moving in the same direction that it broke out to, which today was to the upside. My second trade today was literally the exact same trade as the first. I waited for a retest, took longs right there, and then got out of the trade.
And you'll hear from me every day for the rest of your life.
This is it.
I
I mean, break and retest do work.
yeah, without a doubt. Every day at the same time,
This is the thing, man. Like, I hate to sound so cynical, but
and you should be.
the alpha on that would decay so rapidly, I can't even explain it. Like,
This is it. The whole point of the retest is that you're hoping that over time you've picked a right number of confluences, that you are identifying them.
yeah.
Just literally the retest is is going to be a lower probability win.
Anything that is very, very simple, very, very mechanical. I mean, Jim Simons, when he started Renaissance Technologies, they were the first people running sort of, algorithmic systems and saying, oh, these are just rule-based. And I think he said none of that stuff works anymore because it's just that alpha's been taken out of the market, man. If it was that simple, there's a computer somewhere doing it.
Historically, that has always been the case. The outperforming strategy is worn away by other people adopting it.
Yeah.
AI is obviously going to test every strategy to the end and keep recreating.
Don't talk about AI. I'm scared. I think I'm going to be obsolete in about 5 years. I need to get rich now, so I need this guy's strategy, right? Because I need the money before the robots will take it. But
I hear you. Right, let's have a look at the next one then.
Yeah.
Okay. So new day traders. Okay, this will suit the futures guys.
Okay. Although advice to newbies is always welcome. I still need a lot of advice.
Yeah, I hear you. So do
a lot
I.
of new traders right now in the industry, and let me just explain to y'all what's going on. I've been doing this for 5 years. Let me give you a quick summary. Trading bots, bullshit. Don't fall for it. Don't waste your money on it. Trading with lines, triangles, and fucking patterns on your mouse pad, that's not gonna work. You have to trade price action. Download Notion. Backtest all your trades possible with your strategy. Then forward test it, right? As you're taking the trades, put it into the document, see what you're doing, and minimize your losses. If you're doing one thing that you keep losing on, or you're losing on one single day, stop trading on that one single day. That's just an example. If you're losing on news days, stop trading news days. If all the trades at 9 a.m. are losing, stop trading at 9 a.m. Simple things like that. It takes a couple years to figure out, but I just helped you out. You're welcome. Have a good day. Oh, here's a Discord. He's a scammer. Bro, I do this for free.
Funny guy, engaging content.
Yeah. I mean, that is all fairly good advice. I mean, saying don't trade patterns, there is...
By definition, their patterns are proven over time. Again, we've just talked about AI and certain people over years that are deemed to be protection teams or the opposite. They're actually coercively trading shorts and hedge funds, etc., driving markets in certain instruments. These things happen, as you just said. Edges get taken away, but the whole point of technical analysis is it's rhyming, repeating patterns over years. It's been in existence for over 100 years now. People think it's only been in the last few, but it's actually been around a long time.
Yeah.
Ever developing.
I think this is where knowing the fundamentals and the market cycles you're in at the moment, sometimes a strategy, it's not the right time for it, man. And I guess the only real leading indicator in the world is what's going on in the world.
This is how I try and teach people. It's there's fundamentals, there's technicals. Yeah. That's all that information, and all the players are playing at the same time.
Yeah.
We're trying to find who is attracting the volume that makes that particular strategy the winner.
Yeah.
So fundamentals might be in charge, technicals might be, or they might be proving each other.
Yeah.
But they're never all doing the same thing at the same time. It's all about finding whose edge has got the consistency, which is what's just happened with the bond market. The vigilantes, they've all pushed it because they know that is what's going to break Trump and Besant, and you've suddenly... But you wouldn't be aware of that unless you were following some fundamentals. Queen.
Okay. Tory Trades.
Yeah.
Message me. Let's collab.
Is the whole of my strategy. It is the meat of my strategy. And when I found out that I was able to put alerts on my trend lines in TradingView, it was a complete game changer. I no longer had to be actively in front of the charts watching the price break out of one of these trend lines. I could draw my trend lines, set alerts, close the computer screen, and simply wait for the price to tell me when to get into my trade. It allowed me so much more freedom, so much more time, less time in front of the charts. I will show you guys what it looks like and how I do use it. So if you select your trend line that you've drawn on TradingView, you're gonna hit this bell icon here. It gives you a ton of different customizations. Now you can name the alert, you can type up a title for it, you can have it notify you within the app, which I always have on. It will notify me on my phone. I used to have it send me a text and an email so that I never missed an alert. So this could be helpful to you. Now, I don't know what strategy you guys trade or how you guys can utilize these alerts, but I can guarantee you the less time that you spend waiting for a setup, the better.
I have spent a lot of time staring at the charts, and it's not the way to live, guys. It's not the way to live. You need to eat and speak to people and, do stuff.
She's dead right. The alert should be to literally tell you when it's in play.
Exactly.
Or when it's out of play. And then don't forget to have a quick check when the alert goes off, just what is going on, because it might suddenly have occurred for another reason.
Yeah.
I always like to have that extra confluence, not rather just dive straight in because the alert's gone off. But absolutely brilliant. It's getting you on the screen when you should be there.
100%. That's what this is for. I usually got my AP or my Rolly, you know what I mean? But now I go for the Apple Watch, go get my alerts, man, my trading view alerts, so I can be there.
Open up the door, can you?
The fields are ripe for harvesting, people. Yeah, it's funny. Equities, it's the only market in the world where when there's a sale on, people don't want to buy. Right? It's so funny. If you went to any other business and there was Lamborghinis somewhere, they were like 50% off, everyone would run in for it. But you see Nvidia stocks heavily discounted and people don't want to buy them.
Yeah, it's the Buffett big greedy when there's a fearful and the reverse.
Every time.
I've many a year creating analysis in markets, equities, and as he's got the ETF for S&P there at the same time. The retort you get when people are deliberately not playing is it's the same chart. Why am I going to buy when it's the same chart? It highlights that there's something happening, highlights something's wrong. You've got to be very confident. I mean, at the moment, that kind of thing is, I presume that is a video at the moment, because very rarely has that happen.
The markets are bleeding.
You know, the reason why they're all going in the same direction is it's top down.
See, this is what I didn't realise that until recently. Because you think, the S&P 500, it's like the 500 top companies. It's like, yeah, but most of that is coming from such a small number of companies who incidentally make all their stuff in China.
Exactly. And this is a problem. The tariff reprieve we've had doesn't include China. China is actually worse. They're tit for tatting every day. So has that improved Mag 7 conditions? No. And yet they've bounced everything up. So you just got to be wary that is just a short-term dead cat bounce, as they call it.
Let's go.
Number one is indisputable. Thursday's our best because it's Thirsty Thursday. And in the city, that was always the entertainment going out night. So I'm ingrained into that one.
There are things that happen on certain days that don't. I mean, a lot of the volume in the markets is sort of algo-based now, but they still program those to go at times where there's the most amount of orders in the market to minimize slippage and all of that good stuff. So it does make sense that some days of the week are going to be better than others. You are the edge, not your model. So this, I
think that leans on a bit of psychology, doesn't it? Which is probably...
I've spoken about this to no end, to be honest with people, and the fact is, if you have a profitable strategy and you are an idiot, you will not make any money, right?
I'm here.
But if you're a genius and you don't have a profitable strategy, you're still not going to make any money, right?
So no, this is it's all about clarity of
of
setup, thought, and execution.
Yeah, you do need to have an edge, like a strategy that actually works, like statistically. But you can mess it up if you're stupid. So you are the edge in that sense, but equally, someone who's just got a rock solid mindset isn't necessarily going to just, unless you have loads of money and you just buy the dip.
But I think that leans on don't look for excuses outside it. It's you that's messed it up. It's very easy to go and say, blame Trump, blame the Fed, blame whatever's going on. That was stupid. It's not my fault.
Yeah,
you've got to own your performance.
Yeah,
trading news is stupid. Well, we know that's a load of ridiculous. Trading news without preparing is stupid. Just coming in and trading blindly on a print you know nothing about, that's stupid. And unfortunately, that's where a lot of the gambling people in the industry besmirch fundamentals because they can't be bothered to do the work.
No trades did not mean you did not make a money decision. Saying that sometimes not taking a trade is the right move.
One of my big mantras is not trading is one of the most important trades.
Planty, what if it goes without me?
But the old FOMO, can't beat that, can you?
Mate.
Then you got to chase it.
Every time, I know. I'm just going,
knowing when not to trade is powerful. In fact, that should be your number one probability trade, is not trading. You've looked at a setup, it's not quite right. When you try and force it, make it fit your strategy, then that's normally when you walk into something you're going to start moaning about.
Guys, don't be stupid.
This is what trading is all about. Just caught a massive short. I'm up $5,000 on a real account, and I'm traveling in San Diego currently on an Airbnb, and now I'm gonna go watch the sunrise, and I'm gonna go to the beach. The fact that I literally did 10 minutes of work on the charts, took the short, made 5K, and now I can just go like crazy. I don't normally share this stuff, but I want to genuinely show you guys the life that you can live with trading. Like, it's genuinely not something that like people talk about. It's like, oh yeah, maybe, sure, you can do that. You can genuinely have the freedom, trade wherever, travel wherever, and I'm literally showing it right now.
That is the dream, right? That is the dream. And the fact is, without the futures, it can be a reality, right?
Absolutely.
It is true that you can just be somewhere, trade wherever you want. one of my good friends, my friend and mentor, my friendtor, if you will, just trades on his phone anywhere. Just be like, oh, I was just at the coffee shop and I took this, and just making disgusting amounts of money. It's
the whole
a
reason
wonderful,
for doing
wonderful thing. Yeah.
I mean, so many people that come to me on my chat are doing jobs. You know, some are chatting you from their job, and they've identified they can only trade in their break or in the evening when they come home. But you know, they're trying to build that to be something to replace.
And that's the benefit of it as well, right? Even if you're not doing it full time, the flexibility of trading allows you to slot it in where it's convenient for you, right?
And he's given us the upside. I don't know what he's like when he's had a loss. Does he spend the rest of the day trading to try and get it back or not? We don't know that, do we? But it's
man,
it's great if he's got a consistent, profitable lifestyle and he can go off and do other stuff. That's a dream.
I'm going to show you guys the exact strategy that I use to make $20,000 a month in less than 60 seconds. Let's get right into it. All right, first things first, you guys want to be on a 30-minute time frame, and once market opens at 9:30, you guys are going to wait for the first 30-minute candle to fully form. So boom, right here's the first 30-minute candle. As you can see, the 9:30 candle. Now, once this 9:30 candle fully forms, you're going to draw the high and you're going to draw the low of that candle. Once you have the high and the low, you're going to swap to the 5-minute time frame. Now, all you're going to do on the 5-minute time frame is you're going to wait for a break and a close outside of this range. So I'm going to let this play. Let's see what way it wants to break. See right here, it broke the range, but the candle didn't close, so we wouldn't take that. Right here, we have a break and a close outside of the range. PA is telling me that this wants to continue down, so I'm going to enter short right here. Now I'm going to target a 1 to 3 RR. Let's see how this trade plays out. Boom.
Do you think he did both videos?
I was going to say, I was like, is that not that other guy's strategy? But no, because the other guy waited for the break and the retest. So he's getting in
going on the first breakout.
60 seconds, 30 seconds or whatever. That guy's made his 20 grand. He's out. Tags the other guy in. He flies in for the retest. Bounce. And now he's made his money.
But also, I mean, do you not think he did the video of it breaking out to the top as well? And we've just happened to got today's winner. So
I just wish trading was that easy, man.
I know, these kind of videos always remind me of we'll back both horses and we'll keep following the winner for a number of days.
Yeah.
I mean, admittedly, and it's something that futures guys are probably aware of more than the CFD guys, but the first half an hour of trading in the US often contains a lot of the previous day's trades. There's limits left up and down. Often you get a lot of confusing action. You go, why's the futures been up all morning and yet the price action is completely opposite for the first 15, 20 minutes?
Oh, it's just residual stuff in the
There's a lot of residual stuff that's still working out.
Interesting.
There's programs on open that maybe left it. You know, there's all sorts of stuff that can actually counteract the first, what for the London traders has been 4 or 5 hours of trading. You know, it's more, 4, 5 or 6. So you've got to be very careful, I think, in that 230 to. Historically, when we were trading heavy, 245, 250 is when it starts to settle down. So I can see why it's picked the 30 minutes straight after, because it is historically a period where you get a lot of, counteractive signals, and he is waiting for a breakout.
If you can master the opening range breakout as a day trader, your life will change forever. I know.
Hold on.
I think we're missing something here, guys, because the opening range breakout / break and retest seems to be. I've been making this way too difficult. I should just start doing this.
I mean, it is a good discipline to mark up opens and across various zones, but this is all technicals again relative to your strategy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see how we.
I'm just saying the alpha has decayed on this strategy in the time we've been doing this.
Everyone's doing it.
I make thousands a day using it, and today I'm going to teach you for free. Now I'm going to break down how to get entries.
I don't want to be cynical, but if you're I know people that are making thousands a day trading, and they are not telling anybody what they're doing.
This is the crux of the matter. Normally,
if you have a profitable strategy, do not tell anybody.
You're under pressure of losing your bonus if you're telling people about what you've made.
Yeah.
So nobody ever tells. It's an unwritten rule as well that you start blabbing about it, you're killing your own edge straight away.
Yeah.
Step by step, but before I do, I made a 20-minute guide on how to trade the orb A to Z, all the secrets, everything you need to know. Comment orb below this video and I'll send you it right now. Step 1 of the orb is you have to have patience. So we're gonna mark out the 15-minute low, which is right here, and then the 15-minute high, which is
this is exactly that guy's strategy.
Up here. Now step 2 is something that I personally do myself, and that's waiting for a 5-minute close below the low or above the high to set the trend. So in this particular case, this is a real trade that we took. We wait for the 5-minute close here, which we see in this candle. We dip down, test back up. This is where we enter the shorts. We keep our stop above the previous candle high or a 5-minute close up here, and we ride the rest down. I'm also a VPA trader, which means I use volume price analysis in all of my trades. So every time I'm watching for an orb or I'm trading in general, I'm always watching volume to either confirm my trades or watch out for potential anomalies.
That's good.
Here's the deal, guys. Trading doesn't have to be confusing. It doesn't have to be complicated. What it does have to be is disciplined, risk managed first, and consistent. If you can do those last three, you're gonna have a good chance at making it as a trader. If you can't, you're screwed.
Trading doesn't have to be complicated or confusing. I've been doing this wrong, mate, because...
But this guy, he's qualified it really well. All the things that you should be doing.
Yeah.
The consistency, make sure that it's, you know, the right strategy that you've already pre-planned. He brought up a couple of things that I like to do there. The volume profile is massively important. Volume trumps everything.
Yeah,
Confirms.
and that's the thing with futures over CFDs. You're actually getting true volume from the CMA. Like, that's the actual volume in the book,
Absolutely.
so you know what's coming in.
Stop making it so complicated. Mark your first 15-minute candle high. Mark your first 15-minute candle low. Wait for a breakout of that range. Once you have a breakout like this, you're going to go to the lower time frame, like a 3 or 5 minute.
It's
we
the
broke
5
out of the
minute.
range. We retest the range. We're on high volume.
Stop it.
It correlates with the higher time frames.
Is it
You're
going
gonna
again?
Set your long position here, stop loss, and take profit. And there you go. The easiest 2-to-1 risk-reward trading setup you can find.
I'm starting tomorrow.
Are they all from San Diego?
I don't know what's going on here, bro. But this
Ben talks about this as well.
This is obviously the key. It was in front of my eyes the whole time.
But as you say, this is a lot of people that are either traders or influencers all doing the same strategy. Obviously gets hits. It looks good, doesn't it? It looks a winner. You got to test it. It may well be a policy, whatever.
Oh, I hope it works.
You got to hope.
You're saying that the last 3 years I've spent doing chart analysis have been completely pointless, and I should have just literally put a buy stop at the start of the 15-minute candle.
1 hour in the middle of the day when you're not doing anything else. That's all you need, isn't it?
Oh, guys, I'm going to be so wealthy.
15-minute opening range breakout, followed by a high volume successful retest, trading in a higher time frame demand zone. How do we know this? Because we study. So seriously though, this is probably the easiest trading setup you can find. 15-minute orb, OP.
So being serious for a second, so I know some guys who run a quant fund out in Amsterdam, because I'm hooked up, right? And they were trading this like breakout thing on the USD JPY all through 2021, 2022, man. Like, just going long on UJ, it was free money, right? Because of the fundamentals, because of the Bank of Japan's, but the policy and the buying back the T-notes and all of that stuff that was going on, right? As soon as the Bank of Japan pivot, if they stop doing that, that breakout strategy is not going to work anymore, right? And that's why fundamentals are a leading indicator.
Already this week,
right?
the leader of the opposition said, "Why are we doing this policy? Why don't we reverse it? I don't want to see. We might even put rates up if we get in charge, and we might start buying more. Why are we not buying as many bonds as we used to?"
Yeah,
so these things can all reverse.
Thank you guys for watching. Follow us on all the socials. Read Planty's blog about fundamentals and trade the break and retest of the opening range, apparently, and let's just be millionaires.
This is the future.